Warning: this podcast episode discusses sensitive topics, including mental health, abuse, and suicide. The content may be distressing or triggering for some listeners. If you or someone you know is struggling, please consider seeking support from a mental health professional or contacting a crisis helpline in your area. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Heart to Mic podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Chirono. Here we celebrate the power of authentic conversations, and together we'll explore our emotions, challenges, and growth through powerful storytelling. We're in the season of gender equality, maybe, because we're trying to bring a lot more men on the platform to have conversations on the same topics, if not just different topics, but from a male's perspective. We previously had Rotimi, and I have one of my closest friends. He's very handsome. Hey, dropped out of heaven. And I think one of the best friendships and most like wholesome friendships that I've also experienced with a male. And there's so many things that I've learned from him, and he's very insightful, and I'd like for him to properly introduce himself.
I thought you were going to do the introduction.
No! Go ahead.
I'm Aaron. I'm a product designer. I've been a product designer for past 6 years. Mm-hmm. As you know, I love music. I'm always listening to music and discovering new music.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest personality traits is sharing music. And if you've met me like in the last 1 year,
yeah,
I've definitely sent you a playlist or shared some form of design with you. But those are the things that I'm most passionate about. Besides working out as well.
Oh yeah. On purpose to make you uncomfortable, isn't it?
You're doing a great job.
So how are you feeling today?
Good. It's good to be here. I remember the first time, like when you started having the idea of doing podcasts, and we would have conversations about it. And it's really nice to see how far it's come.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I really like about you. You say like, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm thinking about this. And the next thing you're like, I'm just booking a show. I'm about to book a spot to do my podcast and stuff. So yeah, it's really nice. And it's nice to be here.
To see the like behind the scenes.
Yeah, actually, it's really cool. So many like talented people in the room. I appreciate it.
Okay. So I think I enjoy your level of like openness.
Am I open?
Yes, you are. At least to me, guys. I think our friendship has enabled me to communicate my feelings. And outside of that, I think I've also enjoyed the level of vulnerability that has also come from your end. What do you think about like men and vulnerability? Because again, there's a lot of toxic conversations around whether or not men can wear their hearts on their sleeves, and the notion that the people who are very open, the men who are very open and emotionally aware, are simps. But I don't think you're a simp. And if you are, then you're a huge simp, because he's a big man. But like, I don't believe in that as well. And I think you are one of the few people who confirmed my beliefs that I think it's okay to be open, it's okay to be vulnerable. How did you get to where you are right now in regards to like the relationship you have with yourself?
I think I'm a product of the relationships that I've had as well. A lot of things that you see and you say you like is because of the relationships and the things I've learned from friendships and like people who have passed through my life. I think a lot of men want to be vulnerable, or like at least want to have a space to express themselves and talk about what they feel. Yeah. But because of how like our society, especially like the African
culture,
it's a bit difficult, right? There's a set way, or like there's an idea of a man in the African culture. So like when you stray too far from that, people. I mean, it's funny because we hear women say, I want someone who is vulnerable. Yeah. But sometimes you've also seen someone who's vulnerable and you've clowned them.
That's true. So
like that reinforces like that behavior when people want to like
shy
hide
away from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I said, the relationships and friendships I've had, they encourage that, both male and female. Yeah. I think when I was in Ghana, because I went to uni in Ghana. Like I spent time with a lot of my friends, like friends from high school. Literally, we've known each other from like the first day of high school, secondary school. I shouldn't say high school, high school. But yeah, we've known each other. We finished. went to Ghana together. So like I've seen everything they've experienced, just like how they've seen everything I've experienced. So like vulnerability was much, I guess, maybe easier because I'm there when it's happening. so we can just like talk about
it.
Yeah, I think that's it mainly. Like the people I have, they've encouraged it. They've given space for me to talk about how I feel, and I think I've also learned that as well. And also for my mom. Yeah, my mom is a big part of that. She was someone.
How's the relationship with her?
Fantastic. I mean, you know that.
She's your prophet.
Yeah, no, but I love my mom.
Yeah.
My mom and I have like a really good relationship.
Yeah.
I think she was probably one of the first to encourage me to talk about how I feel. I mean, without exactly using those words. She would
ask questions.
Yeah, ask me questions.
Like, how does this make you feel?
I have like a core memory of my mom waking me up in the middle of the night to come to her room. And just like, it wasn't about what I was thinking, it was about what she was doing in the moment. And I was really young. I was like, what the fuck, right? Can I swear?
Yes, you can. What the fuck do I know? Yeah.
But it stuck with me. Because like, I think I left that room like, she values what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, when she was whooping my ass, that didn't pass through. I didn't remember that. I was like, she doesn't like me. My real family is outside. But
you're killing me.
But I think that's like was the
basis.
For a lot of things that you see now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like or have you felt before the pressure to maybe suppress your emotions in certain settings?
I mean, yes, definitely. And I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Right? There are certain places and like times for certain emotions. So yeah, I think I've definitely done that. But at the same time, I've also experienced like, or had display of emotions in places where let me give you a funny story. When I was in secondary school, you know, I was in like GS2 and I had a girlfriend then. I was fucking too young to have a girlfriend. I didn't have a girlfriend. And then she broke up with me. I cried. Let me tell you how bad I cried. I cried in my secondary school, like in class. I'm sure if any of my classmates listen to this, they
shake their head.
They laugh. Because I cried, I bawled my eyes out. I mean, I was really young and I cried in front of like, you know how teenagers can be. Like rude teenagers.
Yes.
But like, and I mean, they clowned me for a bit, but everyone was kind of cool. So I would say even from my secondary school, like, you know, there was still that environment. Yeah, like you might be clowned, but I don't think it was crazy.
And also it didn't bother you in regards to like still expressing.
No, yeah, I mean, see, sometimes some emotions, like your reaction and your like expression of that emotion is normal.
Yeah.
Like I was crying in the moment because I was hurt by something.
Yeah.
Like the more I've grown, it's like you can't clown me for having like a logical response to something. So I have like a response to something that's happening. So I mean, I've had that. And I mean, in the moments when I was much younger, it bothered me, but like as I've grown, it's like, yeah, that happened. It's one of the things that...
Have you cried as a man?
Oh, I mean, I haven't cried in a long time, but I mean, tears are normal. It's healthy to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything against like crying. I mean, yeah, there's no issue.
So now that you like grew up in the West African culture, what was like the things that your father or the people around you, maybe your uncles in the community, instilled in you in regards to like what it takes or what it is to be like a man or be a man? What are those things that they drilled in you? I
mean, I wouldn't say maybe head on.
Yeah.
I don't think this probably sat me down and had those conversations with me. But like certain things and certain comments, you know, a man doesn't do this.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to be crying? A man doesn't cry.
And you said, I'm going to go and cry.
You know, so there's certain things like that you hear and like, you know, you just pick up on, you know. And your environment as well. You see how like men position themselves. You hear what people talk about men, how people expect men to be. So in a way, that's kind of how like it is for most men. I mean, very like shout out to people and dads and like male, like older individuals who have like, you know, sat a young guy down and spoken to them.
Yeah.
But for a lot of guys, if you ask them, they've not really had that like conversation. And I think it's one of the things that I think women get to benefit from a lot more. If you think about it as a woman, right? Your mom starts teaching you, even if she's teaching you how to find a husband or whatever, she starts teaching you a lot of things from when you're young age. You know, how to cook, you need to behave this way, you know. And it doesn't really end like maybe when you leave like your parents' house. They
You
talk
continue.
to you, yeah, even when you're in your husband's house,
They
you're
will
having
still
issues
call.
with your kids. So you get this like constant stream of information from experience and from people around you. For a lot of guys, we figure it out on our own. Like, yeah, for those who have mentors and people who to talk to, great.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of us are just like winging it, figuring it out. And so far so good.
I didn't ask you, how's your mental health right now? Why are you
It's good.
smiling like that? I said on purpose to make this uncomfortable for you. Until you like get used to it. Because you want to start we'll talk about it, but you want to start your DJing.
Oh yeah.
You will need to be in front of the cameras, Chomi.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, I think I'm doing a great job.
You are doing such an amazing job. Period.
My mental health is good. Yeah, it's good. I think generally, I mean, like, I say like I'm an optimist or like a cautious
Yes, you
optimist.
are.
Yeah. So I mean, I always try to have a real perspective of like, okay, this is what it is, regardless of my optimism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I think I generally approach life from like a positive point of view.
And how have you like dealt with the times or the instances where you have not been in that space?
Oof. Sometimes I just disappear into myself.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
That can be one of my
Toxic traits, yeah. I don't know.
Toxic is heavy.
Okay, let's not do toxic.
But like, yeah. And it's funny because you're my friend. You've heard me talk about like, you know, I encourage my friends and the people around me to, you know, open up, like talk.
Yeah, because you
me,
always
like,
want to talk about shit, but when it comes to you, that's where you struggle.
Yes, I try. Right. I think maybe I have like certain people I've spoken to over the years and I've learned from, and like I feel like I can dump this stuff on. But more often than not, I would, you know, disappear into myself and just kind of figure it out at first to a point where I feel comfortable talking to someone about it. Yeah. So I think that's usually my process.
And have you considered therapy?
I have. I mean, I say I will eventually, you know, do therapy.
With
I just
time.
haven't gotten to it. Yeah, but
Is there like a resistance? Is there like a meaning to behind it or reason behind it, or are you just waiting for the time?
You see, so I think I've spoken to you about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to go there and see. Usually, my idea of when people go to therapy is, you know, you're dealing with something. There's something like going on in your life, so you go to someone to talk.
Not necessarily.
I know. I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I just haven't. That's how I've been kind of processing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe I need to be in that space and I can be like, and like talk about the things, but no, at the moment, I just haven't gone to. But
you're still like processing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing fine, and maybe the friends I have around me are kind of helping. I mean, it's nothing compared to professional help. Don't get me wrong, but we start from somewhere. I
feel like you're a very like emotional and vulnerable person. How can you? I think people like you, and the more we have conversations around vulnerability, especially with men, will set precedents for more men to have, you know, conversations that would have them feel a little bit more softer or vulnerable. What would you ideally, you know, recommend in regards to like having men view vulnerability as a strength as opposed to the simping that we see being advertised on social media?
I don't know if I know the real like full definition of simping. I don't know.
Anything, because I feel like even buying a woman flowers just on a day just because you're a simp. You went to pick her up at the office, you're a simp. You decided to, you know, tell her, I wasn't happy with, you're a simp. You decided to open the door for her, which is the bare minimum, you're a simp.
No, I think those are, again, societal like definitions.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do something for someone that makes them happy. If you say you like them or you feel this way about them, except you don't, and then you know,
that's a whole different situation.
So like you shouldn't be viewing like someone buying flowers for their partner as like, oh, you're simping. No, just expressing emotion. Yeah. So I don't know if I have like any particular advice or recommendation. I would just say people should be not take it too seriously. Like not take things too serious. It's not that deep. Trust me. Like it's not that deep. Again, shout out to my friends. I'm a product of the friends and relationships that I've had over my life, like the course of my life. I've learned a lot. I fucked up a lot as well. I've also seen people who like afford me grace to learn from my mistakes and like, you know, grow from them. So I think, just don't take it too seriously.
Don't think too much about it. Like, just
say
it. Just if you want to do it, do it.
Talk about it sometimes. Talk about stuff. It's always like, you see, whenever we have like an issue, we talk about stuff.
Oh, we do.
No, because I feel like if that's one of the reasons why I don't like violence or like physical. You have to be able to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if this thing is at a point where we have to resort to blows and whatnot, then is it worth it? Yeah. So conversations, I think start having a conversation. It's as easy as like, how's your day? And then just like going into a bit more detail. And then don't just like listen to say, oh, okay, cool. I mean, sometimes that's fine too as well. Yeah. Like no pressure. But sometimes it's like, oh, how did that make you feel? Sometimes it's as simple as that. Yeah. How did that make you feel? What was going on through your mind in that moment? People don't get that a lot. Yeah. Because they're like, that's actually true. What's going on in my mind?
And I think one thing that we do is like we go back and forth, like, how did it make you feel? And I'll sit down and tell you in detail. So I didn't like your tone. I didn't like the fact that you're on the phone. I think one of the biggest fights that Aaron and I have is like just being on the phone. It's a phone thing.
Yeah. I mean, we've had moments where I'm saying you're on your phone. I'm supposed to be watching something but you're on your phone. And then you're telling me as well. You're on your phone. I mean,
but also I realize that in the practice of constantly telling you or looping you in on how I'm feeling, we have been able to grow a stronger friendship in regards to like communicating and just us being emotionally present with each other through each season. And I like it.
I mean, yes, same. One of the good things is that why I say conversations are really good.
Yeah.
You see, when like you're upset at something, or I'm upset at something, when we start like having conversations, you tell me, okay, this is what was going on in my mind. I felt this way.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with everything you say, I can see at the point where you start thinking something. Like, okay, you know what? That's not what I meant. But I can see how like me saying this made you feel this way. So you can see points where you can like apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't mean to say this. This is what I meant. And then the other person should be like, you know what? Now I get where you're coming from. I get what you were trying to say. You didn't say it right. And that hurts me, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And then like slowly you start to figure things out. And like, I think that's really, conversations are a good place to start. Sometimes you don't need conversations. And that's maybe it's like
the baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that you're a graphic sorry.
No.
You have to do chest space.
I mean, I started off as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
Actually. It was during because I interned at Jumia when I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it was during my internship. I was seeing, because the graphic design team was part of the marketing team. And like, the web developers were also close to the design team because we handle like design for different countries.
Yeah.
So that exposure like led me to learning about like product design, designing software, designing mobile apps, how like speaking to the user is very important and all that. So that's where my journey or like my divergence into product design like started.
But what did you initially study in school?
Electrical electronics engineering.
You told me that and I said,
that's why I sighed, like, come on. Yeah.
Because how
I know. See, so I'd always been fascinated by like computers and technology. I was the one where like my dad's friends are around, like their phone is bad.
Yeah, give it to Aaron.
I was just like, figuring out like, hey, man. I'm like, this nigga Bill Gates.
I'm so dead.
Fucking cute.
You push it with Billy Gates, but okay, I'll take it. So that was your childhood, basically.
Yeah, so that's what it was. And I think when I was about to go to uni, I was taking that fascination with me. I wanted to study software engineering, actually. So at the time, my dad was like, software engineering.
My ass.
Why you guys paying? Who is paying for software engineering? Where's the money? There's no job.
Engineering.
Because he was working in like an engineering, like a petroleum firm. So it's like, engineering, there's job. Bro, we had like an issue. And it was like, if you're not doing engineering, you're not going to Ghana. Yeah. My friends were already there resuming.
Yeah.
Decisions. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing engineering. So I did that. Yeah. But to be honest, since I collected my certificate.
Yeah, that's the last time.
I feel somewhat ashamed to say when I think about it, but I don't remember jack. I've never like used it for a day in my life. The things I've learned from like when I got exposed to design is what I've
been doing.
done in my life.
And they don't require any like history or...
No, I mean, as long as you have requisite knowledge and the skill, like applicable
and experience,
then I think you learn like on the job and learn the experience.
How was like uni?
Uni was interesting. I was really young when I went to uni. I think it was before my 16th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Before I turned 16.
How do the systems work if by 16 you're in uni?
So I started early. I was one of them, like, you start early, finish early type thing.
Oh, you were smart kid. You're a smart
I don't even know if it was because of that, to be honest.
No, I think you're a smart kid.
I'll take it, my bad. I'm a smart kid. Say it again. You're
a smart kid. You're saying that you I love it.
Yeah, so I finished really early. And
take me through. So is it like the same system that like primary and then after?
Yeah, primary, secondary. I think you spend 6 years.
How many years in primary?
6 years in primary, 6 years in secondary, and then you go to uni. I think 6 years. Yeah, 6 years in secondary. I think I did 5. So we have like primary 1 to 6. But I did primary 1 to 5, wrote and like an entrance exam and got into GS1. And then from GS1 you do GS1 to 3, and then that's junior secondary school, and then senior secondary school 1 to 3. And then you write your WAEC or whatever.
Yeah.
So at the time when I wrote WAEC and I was going ready for uni, I was like, before my 16th birthday, because I resumed in like September. My birthday was in October. So before I officially turned 16, I resumed. And it was like my secondary school coach at the time.
Yeah.
He was helping, like, those things where like they help you. They do research about like unis in different countries and then, bring it to the school and that type of thing. So a bunch of my classmates, they were interested. What's
this?
It's a good thing to go to a different country for your university. Yeah. And I think one other thing was I was going to be with my friends.
Yeah.
Like I know these guys. I've known them since JS1.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. That's why when my dad was like, it's either this or that. I was like,
I need my friends.
And then when we went, we were mostly, probably the oldest might have been like 18 or something. Yeah. So we were also really young. We had a massive house to ourselves off campus. I think a few of us were going to different unis, but we all stayed together.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I had freedom. Like, I wasn't like, I would say...
You weren't reckless?
Debatable. I wouldn't say I was reckless. We went out a lot, went to parties.
Yeah.
But I don't think we were reckless. Reckless wasn't it. Yeah. So plus you need money to be reckless too. And like at 15, how much money do I have to be
well, you're a beggar. Not really.
Okay. Let's turn it down.
But yeah.
So that's
you were a bunch of guys in one house. All of you guys are doing different things.
Different things. Going to, I think at the time there were two unis that we were both going to. Right, somewhere. We that did the sciences are going to more like technical uni.
Yeah.
My other friends are going to more like business, law type stuff. But we live in the same house.
Yeah.
So that's where I was, but it was amazing. I got to the point where, as a 15-year-old, there's freedom tastes like, what tastes good? Give me something that tastes something.
I was gonna say something, but
hey, relax. Freedom tastes amazing. I say 15-year-old
candy
in a new country,
it's like ice cream.
With no our coach was there at the time, like when we first got there.
Yeah.
He was like, he lived in the house with us, but he's doing his own thing as well.
Yeah.
You're going to school by yourself in a new country, new city,
new environment. Yeah,
so freedom was amazing. But like after a while, you get tired of freedom. It costs money to express freedom completely. And like time as well, because studying. I remember one of my poorest grades in uni was like my second year. Yeah, my second year, first semester, I think.
What happened?
We were outside. Jesus. Wednesday was Wild Wednesdays at some place called Kahuna. Friday, you go out. And because I'm a friend, this is one of the group, people see our vibe and it's like, I'm having like a birthday thing. I want you and your friends to come.
Next week again.
But there, like at the beach on Saturday, because we live close to the beach. I was in Ghana, so we live close to Labadi. Saturday,
lots and lots
Sunday,
of parties by the beach.
Did that. And I think by the time I saw my result, I was like, okay, we need to
get serious.
Yeah, so I started like focusing on more important things and
And I'm sure that almost like contributed to like your level of independence quite early because you were left to decide on what you actually want to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, I think not just for me, for
all of you guys,
because again, you didn't have like we had older people. Our landlady, she's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my entire life. She was there, but I mean, she had her own kids to raise.
Yeah.
And then the coach, he was there for a short while, but
for the most part,
it was just us. So shout out to all those guys because like you were there with total like freedom to make any decision you wanted to make. We could have
squandered your lives.
Yes, we have done like the most.
Yeah.
But like I guess we remembered again. One of the things that we all remembered like where we were coming from, and like even if one person is doing too much, one other person is like,
you're doing too much.
Let's not do that.
So there's a lot of accountability that
yeah. We try to because I mean we knew each other. I know your mom. You feel me? I know your house is like walking distance to my house.
Yeah.
And
you're practically like family.
Basically, when we're going to school, your mom is like she's not telling me, but there's some form of like look after my child type thing.
Make sure that they're accountable.
Yeah, so you feel that sense of like responsibility for each other, and then we try. I mean, we tried our best to pull each other in the right direction. So that's why I say product of the relationships and friendship. Yeah.
So I think the role that friendship has played also is a lot to do with who you end up becoming as a person.
Yes. I would say I've learned from it. Even times where it wasn't great, or like someone did something to me, and like that too was a lesson. And either consciously or subconsciously, those things have
impacted who you.
Yeah, like changed me, taught me about myself. I think there was a time in my life where I was always with my friends, spending time with these people. I was, open with my best friend. But then I'm like, I don't know where that thought came from. It's like, what if these people are not here? Can you take care of yourself? I mean, which at first I was like, that didn't matter, it doesn't matter, and blah, blah. But then some things happened in my life that forced me to be alone. So it was like, okay, at the end of the day, you're by yourself. So I think in a way, subconsciously, those things affect. That's why I say sometimes I disappear into myself. Because it's like, for a long time, I was trying to prove to myself that I could be by myself.
And you could be responsible.
Yes, I could take care of myself. I could do, whether emotionally or whatever, I could just be on my own without these people. Because like, I was worried that I was using people as like a crutch. So, I should be on my own. So, I mean, that has both, advantages and disadvantages. Because, when you do that too much, you become very isolated.
Closed up, yeah.
So, I think...
How have you now found a way to balance between, being able to rely on yourself, have a good relationship with yourself, but also allowing your friends to be there for you emotionally, physically, in regards to just conversations, mentally, to be a way of like relief in one way or another? How have you found balance?
I think I'm still learning that.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
I'm still finding that balance.
Yeah.
And I think it might be like a lifelong journey.
It can.
One thing that helps is definitely being surrounded by people who encourage that, who want to listen to you, who want you to express that emotion. Yeah. So that helps.
Yeah.
Some other times also like realizing that, the people in my life deserve that as well. I'm not a therapist. I'm not like an angel. I don't have all the answers. But I still encourage them to talk to me. And they do that. And they take my limited knowledge and, either they apply it or they don't apply it, they still listen to me. So I think I should be able to do that for my friends as well. Give them that, honor my relationship with them by expressing myself.
Yeah. So. You're like one of my girlfriends, you know that? This is the point where you're just like, period. Oh my God.
Let me see my inches.
Oh, stop. Like you actually have more hair than any of us here. That is actually legit. I think for me, mine is, I bought it.
Whoa.
They said. I'm joking.
My days.
Okay, there's one who was okay, I'm sorry.
My days.
I'm sorry. Did you see the eyeshadow? You're actually
no, if I
menace.
If I was that person, I'm walking out.
Don't be so dramatic.
No.
You came here and you were like, oh, so whiskey.
Okay, my bad.
Can you keep your mouth shut? What are you talking about? Yeah. So, finished high school, we are now in uni looking for jobs.
Oh, I don't think my job
Search took long?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, it didn't start in uni.
Oh.
No, it wasn't like in uni.
After.
I was like after uni. There's this thing we do called service, like National Youth Service.
Like NYS here.
Yes, NYS.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys do.
We do have NYS.
Oh,
yes,
something like 1 year you send somewhere different.
I don't think it's compulsory in the country though, but like.
I think ours is compulsory.
Yeah.
So during that period, where I stayed with like one of the friends I met during service. We became friends. We were like, okay, we need to get a place to stay. Why don't we like get a place together? So we did that. But where we were, there were some other like people that were serving close to us. So we used to hang out with them. One of them, shout out Tommy, he was a designer at the time. So spending time with, I didn't have anything doing. It's like seeing him work, and I'm like, what is that? It's cool. You teach me. And he's like, I didn't have my laptop. He's like, just get your laptop, don't worry. I mean, he did eventually teach me because like there were different like batches. So he was a batch ahead of me. So he didn't, by the time I got my laptop to me, he was done. But like I already cut the book. So like I spent the next like 1 year learning and just trying to find who could teach me. I was seeing someone at the time who was serving, but she was like in a different state. And I was going there like almost every other month. So one time we went out to eat and there was this magazine and there was some guy that like had like really cool designs and he was doing an ad, like we'll learn some. So I found him, went to him. So I think in a month that I spent there, one time I went there and I was there for a month. So I was always go there for classes like every day. So that's really where it started. And then when service was done as well and I was back home, same thing, just like designing and blah, blah.
You landed your first job? My
first job, yeah. I was courtesy of the person I was dating at the time. Shout out to her. She was amazing.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, she knew I was looking for a job. And then I think someone in her family knew someone who was looking for like a designer. And she's like, I think I might know someone.
Yeah.
So, sent in my resume and a couple of my work. Had an interview with the founders and that's where we started. And, that's been the journey since then. Yeah. It's been great.
You're also like a nomad. And you're planning on living with.
No, let's not do that. No, I think that's therapy. More like a recent thing. I'll say like the last like 2 years. Yeah. Again, one of my biggest dreams is to see the world.
Yeah.
And I'm privileged to be working in a space that allows that. And I've also been privileged to have been blessed with the resource to be able to do that. I always say what is good can be better, but I'm really grateful for what I have. Like, really, really grateful.
Yeah. And what keeps you in that space of gratitude as well? Because we're also living in such crazy times.
I think being like real to yourself, to be honest. I know the things I've experienced, the moments in my life, even when things were good and not great. I know my journey. I know where I started from. I know the things that my parents did. I know the things that, the times of my life where things weren't great and I had to like, just lay low. Times where things were fantastic. So it's like, I know I do my part. There's a popular saying that says, "Heaven helps those who help themselves." Right? I know I do my part by like, getting up to either do the designs or work or do something. But like, ultimately at the end of the day, I'm blessed by God. I'm favored. So it's that favor really that's, kind of just helped. So remembering that, because there are tons of people who are doing the exact same thing, even doing it more, better, doing it to a higher level. But like they probably haven't had the experiences that I have had, or maybe the successes that I've had.
Our paths are very different.
Yeah, so that should also like, make you be grateful. And for me, gratitude, I think that's my biggest thing. I might not have
a lot
anything else, but I'm always grateful. Always grateful. I tell you, when I'm standing on my balcony and I'm looking
like outside. This view, oh my God, I cannot get over this view. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so like, I think it keeps you in that space. It keeps me very grounded, right? It's beautiful. I love it. I'm very like, I'm feeling it. But at the same time, like, there's this thought that is like, I'm really grateful for this. Yeah. Like, I didn't do this by myself. It's not just like, I didn't wake up and get things, here. This is a privilege. One of the things that my friends and I always tell each other sometimes, maybe even when we're like having discussions or disagreements about like, you hurt me or whatnot. After we settle this, right? We tell each other that
it's a privilege to be at the stage where these are our problems.
Yeah.
You know, how we feel, how we, some people like food.
Yeah.
Those are the problems. Like, it's a privilege to be at this
Yes.
level where, you know, my emotional states, my mental health is important.
Yeah.
For some people, like, there are several things before mental health.
Yeah, that are issues that they need to.
Yeah, I have to take care of my health. My kids are hungry. I don't have a place to stay. I don't have a job. They're telling me mental health. Mental health.
So you always find like a level of like grounding and center, which is why you have such calm energy.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Get the fuck out. I feel like you have such calm energy, and I think you're one of like the greatest things that have happened to me in the last 1 year, to be honest.
Oh, that's really sweet. Damn. Somebody clean this blush off my face. I appreciate it.
No, genuinely, because I think I've shared my story with you and how I think I've struggled with getting, I think friends, one, but also male platonic friendships that genuinely pour into me as much as I pour into them. You're one of the people who FaceTimes me and calls me and finds out what I'm doing. Have you eaten? Are you okay? Did you go to the gym? It's like small things like that matter to me, and it's brought me so much joy, which is why I think I have so much respect and love for you as well. I poured it back.
I appreciate it. Again, like, it's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
Right? If you're in a space where someone allows you to express certain emotions, I think you owe it to them to also like reciprocate.
Yeah.
And whatever you say, like I do for you, I think you also do for me as well. You encourage, even if when I'm trying to hide into myself, you know, like, why are you doing this? Let's talk about this, you know? So those are the things that also help. So, I mean, and I also appreciate you for listening, right? Sometimes I think that's one of the biggest things that I appreciate, you know, listening and like giving your opinion unfiltered, but like honest as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate that. Again, mutual.
It's mutual.
It's a two-way street.
Other than, so now we've finished that. You are now in a space where I think you're ready for the next. I want to know your relationship with like risk taking, because you just jump.
Ooh.
Already it feels like on the outside looking in that you're just jumping.
I wish, maybe it's, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That on the outside, it looks like, I don't think my appetite for risk is that. Like,
for me, it feels like
when I tell you stuff, when I was here, I did this. It sounds like,
I'm like, it's just 0 to 100, and for me,
it sounds like it, but I don't think so. I don't think I have like a large risk appetite. I think
and especially the emotional aspect, because for me, I think it gets emotionally draining to think about the process that it takes to learn something new, to be in a new place. And as much as like, I've done most of the things that I've said I'm going to do, but there's this one thing that we're sharing at the moment that we want to pursue. That for me, it feels like literally a mountain to climb. You talked about it last week. You've already done the first thing this week.
No, you see, that's just one thing, right?
But you've done the first step.
Yeah,
I think for me, it takes a while.
No. I don't think you can even say that, to be honest. Because, again, that's one of the things that I really, really admire about you, right? I probably say I've known you for like a year or something. But like, there's several things we've talked about, right? You know, I remember when you were launching your makeup book. I feel like I remember when we had that conversation where you were like, I'm doing this, I want to do this. And I was there when you actually launched it. I know how many times you had like conversations with people helping with your website, you know, the book, you know, when you wanted to shoot with the models. I remember all that, you know. That's why like when I see you post things, I have like this extra bit of appreciation and respect because I know the amount of work, worry, and efforts that goes into these things. Yeah. So for you saying that, I think that's probably me trying to even tap into your energy. Because I think I must be done with the shoots. It was nice. Okay. No, so it's one of the things that I think I want to do more. Yeah. Right? You know, I have ideas, some of which I've spoken to you about, you know. Even if I can't like see the idea through to the end, maybe to how I have it in my mind.
You want to at least start.
Yeah. And, you know, again, from the people around me, even from the, not just you, but one of the things I've also noticed is that the creatives in, well, I'll say Nairobi because that's probably what I know, seem to be like on their shit, man. Yeah. Like, everybody is like creating one thing or like, you know, putting out this stuff. And it's just like, maybe it's that energy. Yeah. You know, we need that energy just to start. Yeah, I think I'm also surrounded by that. My algorithm, especially online, is like, just do something. Do it. Start it. You don't know. So,
wake up.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah. So I think you draw inspiration also from the people around, not only me.
Yes. I mean, we're kind of like a product of the people around us.
Yeah.
You know, the things you learn from, even if maybe not like physically.
Yeah.
When you go on TikTok,
there's something.
Those are the people around you in that moment. You're learning something. You're picking up something from them.
I see.
There are a couple of times you've gone on TikTok and you've seen that creator. She's launched yet another business. And then you go home and you're like, fuck! I was thinking about this shit. I should have done it. Yeah. And that spurs you on. So like that's how we start to pick up things.
Along the way.
Yeah. But I don't think I'm heuristic. I wish. My God. I wish.
You have a nice poker face then.
Oh.
I
wish.
You're doing well with that. How is it like living in Nairobi? What's your experience been?
I feel like I should tell you to answer this for me.
Why?
Because you know how many times.
First of all.
Okay.
But you've been trying.
No, but I love.
You love Nairobi.
I tell you every time.
All the time.
I tell you every single time. I absolutely love Nairobi. And it's funny. It's not like I'm outside every time.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to places.
Yeah.
I think it's just a slice of Nairobi that I have to myself or that I've experienced, like where I live, the view I have. The gym, cake. Just my cats as well.
Yeah.
So those things, I don't know, I absolutely love it. You know, I tell you every time.
You love
because
Nairobi.
Sometimes when I stand, it's such a beautiful place.
It is
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. When I stand on my balcony, I remember I was in Morocco last year with my friends. I came back to Nairobi. So I mean, I'd never been in Nairobi in October when like the jacarandas blew.
Yeah.
So I left Nairobi when it was, I think I left at
July, there about August, yeah.
You know, it's just
cold,
green.
yeah.
Cold and green. You know, I come back and then there's beautiful purple. That's probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I remember looking from my window, I'm like, fuck! I would pick up my phone and I call my friends on FaceTime. And then while they're looking at my face, I would just tap the button, camera turns. And they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, nigga, you know where I'm at?
You know where I'm at?
No, shit. I think
like
Nairobi,
clearly Nairobi makes you so happy. Oh, just wanna.
I can't explain it. I feel like it's been. That's part of the things that I'm also really grateful for.
Yeah.
I was only supposed to spend a few months in Nairobi and just like explore, and then I love this.
You can't just say it's because of me, but like. It's fine. Like you can say I'm the root cause of your stay here. You can say that. Like it's allowed.
It's lovely. I'm really grateful for like the privilege to be able to experience it. At least at the level that
you have experienced. Yeah. You recently turned 30.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
Good, I guess. It's
Is there like usually pressure towards men to like settle down and have kids?
Perhaps I don't think so. Maybe not as much as this for women. I think for women there's this like societal pressure, even from like people close to you. For men it's more like when you're ready, I think. But I think maybe it's my circle or people I know or people I see. A lot of men I know are starting like families early and getting married and whatnot. But I don't know. 30 is I guess a significant age. You cross into your body. Biologically, I think your body like starts to change. Right? Yeah. So there's that, but other than that, I think it's cool. There's
nothing.
Yeah, it's no. It's just like a new age, new time, like new number to be identified with.
Yeah, and this is the youngest you'll ever be.
Exactly in this moment in time. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So grateful to be alive to experience it.
Yeah.
I had a memorable.
Yes, you did.
Memorable celebration, which was nice. So
and we actually celebrated you on the day of your birthday.
On the day of,
which rarely happens.
Yes, on the day of, on a Friday, which was nice. It was nice.
A good time.
It was a good time.
And also for someone who's just been in the country for a year, you generally have so many friends.
I actually, I
you whore.
By the end of.
But also, you told me that majority of people in the house.
I knew only like 30% of people there.
Like me, Mooncake, and
I knew like 30%.
Yeah.
It got to a time where someone rings the
bell, and you're like, come
and I look through the camera, and it's like, I'm like, who's that? And someone's like, it's my friend, and I'm like, I don't even know you.
But I'm happy to have you here.
No, it was fun.
It was a good time.
Everyone was really lovely.
Yeah.
People were really having a good time, having like really good conversations. There were different like circles that broke out, which was really nice. Like it was really nice. It got to the point where, it didn't need me to be there to be like, make sure everyone was taking care of themselves and having a good time, which is nice. So I guess I have a memorable, when someone asks me like, well, how's your birthday? When you turn 30?
Yeah.
I'm like,
you do have a memorable, and that's what I thought about as well.
Yeah. I think the next day when I was cleaning up, I was like, I don't think I'll forget this. Yeah. So it was lovely. Thank you guys for being a part of that. I appreciate it.
I'll take it. I was gonna ask, I think there are many times that we've had conversations around the idea of marriage and us, out of the 7 billion people in this country, choosing one person to spend the rest of our lives with. Where are you at with that? Because I think for me, there's still a sense of fear. I think there are a couple of things that I'm still dealing with. To potentially see myself fully in the reality of this could happen. Mm-hmm. But also, I have a lot of daddy issues to deal with. I think we're still in the pursuit of dealing with them. Okay. And I think for men, it presents itself in a very different way. Maybe from the relationships that you've had with your dad, with your mom, or the relationship your mom has had with your dad. Yeah. Tell me about that.
Which part?
The marriage. Or we can also just see the root cause of that, like with our parents.
I say for it's normal that you have fear.
Yeah.
Because it's a big decision.
It is.
See, the difference is when you are going to when it comes to your education, right? Up until a certain level, there's like a path.
Yeah, that you have to follow.
You finish uni. You don't even make those decisions yourself.
Yeah.
You finish
primary,
high
school.
Yes, it's like
uni.
a path.
Yeah.
So this is one of them times where you have to make that decision yourself. And it's not like a decision you make that's gonna end in 2 weeks. It's for the rest of your life. So that fear to make that decision, I think is completely normal. The people are in my life that are married, sometimes I talk to them, I ask,
how is it?
How is that? What point did you get to where you realize that
yes,
this is what I want to do?
Yeah.
And some people are like, well, you never really know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that, I think that fear is kind of normal. Yeah. And you do a lot of things you've done scared. You started this not knowing what was gonna happen.
That's true.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things. Although marriage is different from podcasting, but
I was gonna say that, but okay.
Definitely, there are no kids that are coming out of this.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's I think it's normal. It's
something
normal.
that you're gradually unpacking.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to unpack again, because it's not like you also get married to this person. I mean, you get married to this person, right? But over the course of your life, you don't remain the same person.
They will change.
They will change. Life experiences will
change them.
Yes. So it's like you are getting married to different people at different stages of your life. So, I mean, it's scary, but I don't know. It's cool.
You got into DJing. Leave alone marriage. I think I've moved on from that. We will do that when we get there. But you, again, it's your pursuit and your I think the aspect of you that constantly yearns or desires something new. Also, you can sing. He sang for me on my birthday, and I was like, if you want to marry me, just say. Shout out to your girlfriend, but if you want to marry me, genuinely just say, because your love for music is not just, the people say, I love music. You love every genre of music. You love the sounds, the beats, what goes on behind it. And now you've decided to pursue this DJing thing.
Music is one of my personality traits.
It is.
It's something that has been a big part of my life, right? I think anyone who knows me, who has spent time around me, in friendship groups, I'm usually the one in charge of
the music. Yeah.
Even the offices I've worked, right? I've been privileged to work in some places where we can play music while work is going on.
Yeah.
That is,
Aaron's job.
Once I come, it's like my boss comes in and is like, "Why is this place a bit? What's happening?" Everyone's looking at me like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's always been a big part of me, and beyond just playing it, I enjoy finding new music. The process of discovering, listening through playlists to find that one jam that this is my jam. I love it.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen myself play music for people. I love that reaction. That reaction when you play a jam that someone likes. Or even play a jam that they don't know, but
It's catchy.
I was like, yo, what song is that? I love it. I absolutely love it. So one of my things that I've always wanted to do was play music for people.
Yeah.
And being like DJing is an avenue for that.
Yeah.
I think I just took that love to a step further. Because like, normally I would do like Spotify. I'm like, why don't I like
do something.
Take it a step further, do something even more.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would say early on in my journey,
and you're
but
procrastinating.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It is.
Can we have something in December too? Like,
oh, definitely. No, even before then.
Sooner.
I think one of the things I've been learning, right, is also how to learn, right?
Staying teachable.
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. That's not even a problem. Yeah. Like, I love being around people who know more than I do.
Same.
It's part of the things that made me who I am and have brought me here. If I was closed off to seeing that guy like design stuff,
you would not be here.
I wouldn't be here right now.
That's true.
And like the people who have taught me how to use this tool or how to do this thing, it's because I was like, how do you do that? And I asked questions. So yeah, I think that's always learning how to learn, and one of the ways is like to test myself.
Okay.
So you see, before you came to my thing for my birthday, I was playing for the guys who were there. So like again, it's a form of like testing myself, putting into practice. Usually on Sundays, most of my video calls with my friends are like, I'm talking to them, we're all like a group, and I'm DJing, and I'm like, give me a thumbs up if it's good, if it thumbs down, if it's bad, or like this, and sometimes I like, nah, this ain't good. But I'm like, oh, sometimes I don't even know when transition happens, and I tell them, and I'm like, yo, that was fire. So yeah, I'm taking that like feedback and learning more. When I went to Gondwana recently, it was nice. The
Bakone
was fire. It was my first time. It was amazing. Music was amazing.
I think I'm gonna join you for the next time.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. I tried to pay attention to like the DJ sets, like, also the energy of the people as well. Like, how were they transitioning? Like, what songs did they play? Well, that's nice. People seem to like this song more. People seem to like, so like that was also like
a nice
recon as well. Yeah. I did the same thing when I went to Blankets.
As well.
Blankets was more like holistic, like, events planning, because like I had an event idea and whatnot. So, but yeah, still early on, but I'm excited by it. I'm excited by, again, I'm personally driven by the love of playing music, sharing music, listening to music, sharing music with people. So this is just a form of like, of taking it like maybe to the next step. Yeah. Hopefully I can do like a Bakoni. Is that a day Bakoni, like the DJs? Is that their name? Or like that's just the name?
That's the event, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The DJs, I think the 3 DJs that were playing the last set are like really popular, which is why everyone was there.
They were dope as hell. Those niggas were, no. I don't know. I think they were like, it was 3 of them or something.
Yes, there were 3 of them. And I think everyone was going for that set.
They managed like the energy really well. How they like transition amongst themselves to let the other person play the set was lovely.
It was nice.
So yeah, maybe one day, soon,
you can have.
I'll be able to do that and like control that energy. That would be fucking fantastic.
And it will be nice to document that as well.
It would be.
You
would be
fantastic. This guys to do.
These guys already do like a
fantastic job. How are you feeling now after our conversation?
I mean, we sat on the couch and had conversations like this like tons of times. So I think this is just another one, only with like people listening and being like, okay, that's what he does. That's the difference.
So how can we support you? Because I do believe this could be an opportunity for you to get potential clients as a product designer.
Oh shit!
So do you have a website we could visit?
I do have a website. You can check out aarononu.com. I'm also in collaboration with some other amazing designers, starting a design studio called Los Hombres. Los Hombres, Spanish for the brother. I mean, it actually means the men. Well, we say the brothers because we call ourselves brothers. So it's a design studio or like a design partner for founders, early stage startups, and large organizations. What we do is help craft experiences and like products that your users like and resonate with, and also like help you like drive business
to your
goals.
platform. Yeah.
So right now, still just like putting things together to launch. We're gonna launch the design studio in a few weeks, and any startup founder that needs like a design partner from like whether it's some UX research you need or prototyping experience or building like your landing pages for your campaigns or for your platform. Want to change your website, make your website feel more professional, make your products feel more professional. or and convert and like make your users happy and solve problems for you guys. Yeah, so that's it.
There was a hiccup there.
Oh, that's okay.
How's your heart right now? How are you feeling?
Good. I'm on heart to mic, so my heart is to the mic.
I love that.
No, my heart is good. My heart is good.
Yeah.
Again, I'm on my friend's show, which he has worked really hard for, and I'm given a platform to talk about stuff. I appreciate it with some really talented people. So can't complain.
My nigga.
I got you.
My nigga. Okay.
You know something funny?
Yes, tell me.
There was a time we were having a conversation, and I said, I think you were making a video, and I said, you know what we do.
Uh-huh.
And then you said, you don't know what we do. And then we spent like the next 9 minutes laughing and dying. That's probably one of our most hilarious moments because it was so like random. I was like, you know what we do? And
I was like, no, they don't.
And we were dying.
Yeah, it's just very genuine moments. I really value you and your presence in my life.
I think
you've held me down in one of the most difficult seasons of my life.
Damn.
Yeah, and also been a part of a few headaches here and there. So I appreciate that. It's a nice balance.
I got you.
It's a nice balance.
Again, product of the friendships and relationships I've also had people be there for me as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the ultimate, one of the ultimate expressions of, care for someone to be there for them. So
I dare for you.
I tell you that.
I dare for you. I love that.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, this is an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for making it to this part of the video. If you did like it, please like, subscribe, share. Leave a comment down below and tell us which part you enjoyed, resonated. If you're not from Kenya and you have resonated with like his life story, please engage us so we can know more about the African culture in general. Don't forget to follow us on all podcast platforms. We're planning on expanding our reach in regards to like being where we where we'll be available. And we'll definitely see you on the next one. Bye!